So now that we're at the midway point of the regular season, how would you kind of assess the team's performance both on the men's and women's side through the first two meets, and what are kind of the goals or the areas of emphasis moving forward?
Yeah, starting with the men, I think that, just like last year, we had sort of a slow start so far this year, last year and now this year as well. And but it seems like we always tend to pick it up around this part of the year going into Louisville. So I think the training's going really well. We've had to make some adjustments just going from one cycle of training to the next. And this is kind of more where the guys tend to catch their stride is where we are now. So, and again, same thing with the girls last year as this year. They start off a little bit stronger. We're definitely a much better team than last year on the women's side, as that is clear. So we have those kids that are our top runners that is already defined. A lot of the kids that took on the responsibility of being the leaders during track season is just carried over to cross country. So so far it's been great on that end, and I kind of foresee them just continuing to improve and build on that.
And then coming into the season, you had a pretty large group of freshmen and transfers on both the men's and women's side, and we've seen some of those athletes already have some standout performances. So kind of how would you assess that younger group so far at this point?
Younger group has been great. What we try to do in the summers is transition them, getting them ready from high school running to the collegiate level, and because we know it's a big step up, just in the culture and how we do things at the collegiate level, especially at WKU. It's a lot different than high school. Getting up 5:45 a.m. in the morning for practices and things like that. So we try to prepare them, and then they've come in and they've bought in right away. Some people are going to respond quicker than others, which is great, but we don't lose sight of people that aren't quite responding right away, and it's just all about consistency. So they've been consistent, and even if we've had little injuries here and there, little things, we've still been able to consistently train in some way or some other fashion. So I'm pretty excited with where they're going and how I could use them towards the end of the year when I'm going to really rely on those freshmen to step up for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then in terms of the returners, we've already seen some runners from that group set PRs early in the year. So how important would you say was kind of having more of a normal off season throughout the summer compared to last summer when obviously so much was still in flux with COVID?
Well, the first year with COVID, we had to start all over again. Let's just put it that way. Indoor season, the culture was there. Of course, when I came in here, it was a big shift. It was a big change in how we do things, the times we practice, the volume of work. So it was definitely a shock to the system for most of these kids. And just as we were catching our stride with that, they had great performances at conference. It was really starting to come together. We just had that long period where I just didn't see them. Motivation was lacking, and that's hard for these kids to go that long without structure. So this year we had a lot more structured summer. They came in, they kind of took what we had that outdoor season, had those breakthroughs, and just kind of carried it over. They stayed bought in, they stayed committed, and the ones that you're seeing flourish now is just a testament to consistency. That's all I can say. I mean, we're not doing anything special. We're just consistently check the box every day, and if they keep doing that, I mean, they're just going to continue to keep improving as long as they're staying healthy. Consistency is how they're able to keep thriving in this system.
And then this weekend, you guys are heading into the Live and Lou Classic, which will be hosted at Tom Sawyer State Park. So it'll be the same course as the NCAA Southeast Regionals will be. How much of an advantage does it give you guys just to be able to see that in the regular season before you get to regionals?
Well, even before we even found out about regionals being hosted there, it's a meet that is just always going to be on our schedule. Most of our kids are Louisville natives. They love that course. They've raced that course in high school, so it's a lot of familiarity, even dating back to their early teens. So we use that as like a good benchmark just to see where they are, and just trying to get that full team 100%. Because when we first start the season and we have races, kids, like I said, get little things, little bumps and bruises. So by this time of the year, we usually end up cleaning that up. They're usually starting to get really consistent because we've had over a month of just getting used to the way we train, the way we practice. And so it all starts coming together around this time. So the benchmark is Louisville Classic, and we take that and assess that performance and use it, kind of see who's going to be our team, who's going to be the ones that are going to shine, and who's going to make up that top 7. So we're excited. They're excited. We're going to have a lot of parents there supporting. So we really love this meet. Every time we get ready for this part of the season, they just get a little more excitement. Practice is a little bit more, those early morning practices a little more intense and a little more fun. And yeah, so we just can't wait to do it. Can't wait to be there.